How to actually talk to people. This skill is somewhat genetic. You can see this with some people when some can just strike up a conversation and carry it out on a whim without a problem, and some watch them do it on YouTube while eating cereal. Why is effective communication so important? Because without it you might end up accidentally agreeing to be your cousin's unpaid intern for the whole summer. Good communication helps you build relationships, avoid misunderstandings, and ensure that your message gets across without requiring interpretive dance. Look at it as a skill. The more you practice talking to a range of individuals, the more you can recognize common themes on how to get people to open up and like you. So how to communicate like a pro? First of all, some general advice. Try to find something they are passionate about and/or find common ground. The first one may be their hobby, pets they have, maybe they love their job or something like that. For the second one, the conversation should flow more easily. If it's something you both are interested in, you should naturally be open to listening and conversing. Now some tips on how to actually do it. Listen actively. Effective communication begins with listening. Trying to have a conversation without really listening is like trying to walk your dog without a leash. You're not gonna end up where you planned. So be present. When someone is speaking, focus on them. Put away your phone, stop thinking about what you're gonna say next, and actually listen. It's like giving your brain a break from multitasking and just letting it savor the conversation. Show understanding. Nod. Use affirming words like I see, or if you can't see, say interesting. And occasionally make eye contact, but not too much, it might creep them out. Or hypnotize them, but I wouldn't risk it. Think of these as the seasoning that adds flavor to your listening skills. Just don't overdo it. Too much seasoning can cause kidney damage. Reflect and clarify. Repeat back what you've heard and ask clarifying questions. This ensures that you've understood correctly and shows the speaker that you're genuinely engaged. I like the rule of repeating the last couple of words of their last sentence, either as a question, acknowledgement, or agreeing. This encourages them to continue talking about the topic without being too straightforward and asking too many questions. This can lead a conversation for pretty long. Example: yeah, I was really sad yesterday, my dog died. Your dog died? Yeah, he was run over by some speeding asshole in a Toyota. A Toyota? Yes. Yes? Think of active listening as the foundation of effective communication. It's the bedrock upon which all meaningful conversations are built. Express yourself clearly. Once you've mastered listening, it's time to ensure that your own message is crystal clear. Be relevant. Don't ramble too off topic. Even though some creativity within the conversation is important, don't overdo it. Imagine your conversation is a pizza. You can get adventurous and add pineapple, but a step to the wrong side and you catch yourself slathering anchovies on that thing. No one wants to wade through a lengthy dialogue when it's completely random. So try to know a rough direction where things are going and have some sort of transitions in between topics. Like say you're talking about how cool trains are and you want to steer the convo to why you don't care about the decreasing shark population in the Indo-Pacific region. Don't just jump straight in. Maybe you took a train to a place near the ocean or you have a buddy from India. Use simple language. Avoid technical terms or too smart of words unless they're necessary. I think there's a saying, a smart person can communicate complex ideas in a simple manner. Despite sounding like it could be on a sauna hat, it's actually good to communicate in a way that's easy for the listener to understand, or they might end up thinking that you like sharks or something. Check your autism. I know it's sometimes hard to hide autism, especially when you've consumed enough brain rot last week to stop the development of 3 babies, but try to keep it for more close relationships and try to avoid it when having just a casual chit-chat. Now, how to avoid awkward silence. Have you heard the saying, be interested, not interesting? At the end of the day, silences are fine. You don't have to be yapping all the time. The awkward silences are born from the conversation not being organic. So try to shift your focus from what I can say that's interesting and will fill in the void to genuinely being intrigued by the other person. Ask relevant questions about them and allow them to delve into them. And if the person just isn't willing to talk, don't push it. Again, silence isn't bad. What's bad is trying so hard to avoid it that you become anxious, inorganic, and frustrated. Use body language wisely. Body language is like a sauce for your pasta. It can make or break your conversation. Slap some red tomato dried pesto on it and you've got the fazool. But the green one can probably make the person vomit. So maintain open posture. Stand or sit up straight, have a positive outlook on your face, and maybe even lean slightly forward. It shows that you're interested, you care, and are participating actively. Make eye contact. As I already mentioned, this shows confidence and helps build trust. A natural, friendly gaze works best. Use gestures. Appropriate hand gestures can emphasize your points and make the conversation more engaging. Just be careful not to turn into an Italian. Real quick, consider subscribing. It doesn't cost you anything and it means a lot to me. Plus, you can always unsubscribe if you change your mind. Manage your emotions. Keeping your emotions in check is crucial for effective communication. Stay calm under pressure. If the conversation gets heated or stressful, say you're starting to argue about the necessity of sharks in the Indo-Pacific ecosystem. Take a deep breath and stay calm. This way, it's not just easier to think of things to say, but also allows you not to get drained entertained by the conversation too much. I think. Be aware of emotional triggers. Recognize what might set off strong reactions in yourself and others. Understanding these triggers helps you navigate conversations more smoothly. Express emotions appropriately. If you need to share how you feel, do it in a respectful and constructive way. Think of it as sharing a piece of cake. Do it generously but without making a mess. Practice empathy. Empathy makes communication more meaningful and effective. Put yourself in others' shoes. Try to understand their perspective and feelings. In other words, don't be too close with your beliefs and worldview. Go into conversations thinking that the other person has something interesting to teach you, and watch the convo become a lot more interesting. It's kinda like trying to read a book from someone else's viewpoint. Gives you a better understanding of the story. Validate their feelings. Acknowledge and respect their emotions even if you don't agree. It's like saying, I get where you're coming from, without necessarily agreeing with the entire plot. Be supportive. Offer encouragement and understanding. Sometimes that's all a person needs. Think of empathy as the heart of communication. It connects you to others and makes your interactions more genuine and effective. Handle conflicts with grace. Conflicts are inevitable, but handling them gracefully can turn potential disasters into opportunities for growth. Address issues early. Don't let problems fester. Address them calmly and promptly. Let's say you just ran over some girl's dog and now she's yelling at you. Don't start freaking out. Just calmly apologize, say that you're gonna cover the dog's funeral expenses, calmly back into your Toyota and drive off. Focus on solutions. When discussing conflicts, aim for solutions rather than dwelling on problems. It's like trying to fix your car. Focus on how to prevent future accidents rather than just complaining about the dog-shaped dent on your car's hood. Stay respectful. Maintain respect for the other person, even if you disagree. You know how you watch some debate or discussion and you automatically tend to sympathize with the calmer, more reasonable person? Yeah, try to do that yourself and it's gonna be easier for people to like you. I'm also here. Conflict resolution is the art of turning disagreements into constructive conversations. It helps maintain harmony and build stronger relationships. Adapt to your audience. Effective communication means tailoring your message to suit your audience. Know your audience. Understand who you're speaking to and adjust your language and tone accordingly. It's like speaking differently to a child versus a CEO. Context is key. Be flexible. Adapt your approach based on the situation. Sometimes you need to be formal and other times casual. Read the room. Pay attention to nonverbal cues from your audience. Tune into the room and adjust your message to fit. Also, I don't think it's wrong to pull up a little strategy to your life and lightly plan for what you could say and how you could answer some questions. Just as I mentioned, don't let it drag you out of a conversation to the point where you're not only not present in it, but reading some mental script. If you found any of these tips helpful, consider subscribing. Alright, that's it for today. Master these communication skills and watch yourself become a conversationalist. Maybe. Anyway, see you soon.